What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. And Zack Wheeler is just God. He's God. He is God. He is the sole reason why the Phillies managed to win 2 of 3 against the Cincinnati Reds this weekend. My God, Zack Wheeler was one batter away from a perfect game. Well, let's speak that into existence right here. Zack Wheeler was literally one batter away from a perfect game. He faced one batter above the minimum. He faced 28 batters in this entire game. And the one blemish on Zack Wheeler's stat sheet tonight, or today actually, this afternoon, was a solo shot to Austin Hayes, of course. Because, of course, Austin Hayes has to get a laugh in there and do a little bit of this celebration with the Phillies fans booing him, rounding the bases, as the Phillies, offensively in this game, holy fucking shit, it's so painful to watch. It's so painful to watch this offense with runners in scoring position. It is crazy how many chances and chances and chances and chances they get to just put runs on the board. How many base runners do they always get with no outs? First and third, no outs. First and second, no outs. Second and third, no outs. 0, goose egg, nothing on the scoreboard. Most of the time, every time it feels like, when they get leadoff base runners. Happened in the bottom of the first inning, happened in the top of the second inning. It felt like every inning at this point. You had a rookie pitcher coming into this game with an above 13 ERA. Yeah, I know it's a very small sample size, but the dude was all over the place. The dude could not throw strikes. Walking guys left and right, you couldn't put the ball in fucking play. Holy fucking shit. But you know what's not painful to watch? Zack Wheeler. Zack Wheeler. He is so fun to watch. He is... My God, if this guy does not win a Cy Young, if somehow he does not win a Cy Young, I am going to scream. Because this man has been Cy Young caliber for so long at this point. For him to get snubbed so many times. Now, I understand last year he was going up against Chris Sale, who won a Triple Crown pitching-wise. So, yeah, that was probably hard to beat. But Zack Wheeler was very close to it. He should have won the Cy Young in 2021 over Corbin Burns because Corbin Burns didn't pitch as many innings as Zack Wheeler does. And we really should value innings pitched because Zack Wheeler had I believe almost 200 innings pitched. I think Corbin Burns had 150, 160 in that range. Zack Wheeler should have a Cy Young by now. And my God, if he doesn't win one this year, I swear, it's probably going to go to Paul Skeens. It's probably going to go to Paul Skeens. That's probably what's going to happen. And I'm going to be very mad. And that's no knock on Paul Skeens because Paul Skeens is a fantastic talent. He's a generational talent. Zack Wheeler's better right now. Zack Wheeler's better right now. And Zack Wheeler deserves a Cy Young because this dude just goes out there and shoves and shoves and shoves. He was the sole reason why you won this game, let alone a Bryson Stott clutch 2-run home run in the bottom of the 8th inning to give you a 3-1 lead. So... yeah, good for Stott because he's been looking awful at the plate for a very long time. So good for Stott to let that happen, to get that happening for him. But Zack Wheeler is just the talk of the town right here. He is the reason why you won this series. You had a nice win yesterday. Ranger Suarez, they said his pitch count was limited. They don't want to overuse him. They don't want to overstretch him like they did last year, which led to injury. And basically it's just... they didn't really say precautionary. They're just keeping his pitch count limited to where they can keep him fresh as the season goes along. And I do agree with that mindset because what is Ranger Suarez's main problem? He can't pitch a full season. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay upright. And that's why so many people were hammering him to go to the bullpen, especially when it comes time for October. Put Ranger Suarez in the bullpen because he's proven he can succeed out of that position. He's proven he can succeed in any spot that you put him. And, it's a lot of fear with him not being able to stay upright. And I do agree with the mindset of the Phillies to limit his pitches going into the All-Star break just so he doesn't pitch as much. I do agree because, think about it, Ranger Suarez has been pitching 7 innings a lot in his last so many starts, 7 innings, 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 and then he only goes 5 innings. In yesterday's ball game against the Reds, everyone was questioning him because what? He was like only on a very low pitch count. Why are you taking him out so early? Well, that's the reason. They're trying to keep his pitch count limited and keep his arm fresh, which is probably very smart. We didn't know at the time because, oh my God, his velocity. And also because, just to be really cautious right here at the same time, Ranger Suarez's velocity has been down in the past 2 starts. It happened in the game against the Braves where he went 7 innings, still dominated, but the velocity was down. The fastball velocity was below 92. It was like hovering about around 89, 90, 91. Same thing with, yesterday's ball game. It was it was a little bit better, but still like hovering around the 90 to 91 instead of the 92 to 93 that, you see from Ranger Suarez. So it's smart. It's smart. So we'll just track it and monitor it to see where it goes. But still, Ranger Suarez was very good yesterday in the limited time that he did get, and your bullpen was very good yesterday as well. So we'll take those. Ryan Kirkering got into a little bit of a shaky mishap, and not because of his fault, because of the defense. Trey Turner botched what would be a double play, but then he redeemed himself on the very next batter, which was a double play. So it was a weird series. It definitely was. Friday, when you go up 3-0 afternoon on 4th of July, of course I attend this fucking game. Jesus Luzardo on the mound looked dominant in the top of the first inning. Phillies go up 3-0. Nick Castellanos hits a home run as well. And you're thinking to yourself, oh, wow, this might be a really fun game. The Phillies offense, Jesus looked good in the top of the first. Let's see where this goes. Went the complete opposite fucking direction because Jesus Luzardo got fucking roughed up. Getting barreled and squared up all over the place. He couldn't even get out of the 3rd inning. He didn't record a single out in the 3rd inning. That's how bad Jesus Luzardo was. That's how bad he was. On Friday, and basically we're just going to go recap all the games right here since we didn't do any this weekend. Luzardo only pitched 2 innings, allowed 5 earned runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts, 60 pitches, only threw 35 strikes. He could not find the strike zone either. He really struggled. And struggling is an understatement. He was not good. He was not good. After looking promising in the top of the 1st inning, something snapped in the other direction. Is it just for the fact that Luzardo, with his injury last year, he didn't pitch that many innings, and maybe that's catching up to him right now? I don't know. Maybe he does need the All-Star break to rest up. I don't know. I really don't know. I think his last start is scheduled for this series in San Francisco, so he's going to have a week and a half off. So maybe that's what he needs, but we'll monitor it. The rest of the bullpen, Joe Ross wasn't good either. He allowed 3 earned runs in 2 2/3 innings, 48 pitches, but then the rest of the bullpen kept you involved because the Phillies offense, regardless of the Reds scoring all the runs that they did, the Phillies offense had a boatload of chances to win the game on Friday. So realistically, you could be talking about a series sweep if the Phillies just fucking hit with runners in scoring position, especially in the bottom of the 8th inning with Alec Bohm and bases loaded. Dude staring at an outside pitch on the outside part of the strike zone where it's obviously strike 3, and Bohm is staring back at the umpire, complaining, throwing his bat. Dude, what are you staring at? It was obviously a strike. Swing the bat. Poke the ball the other way. Put the ball in play. Don't go down looking. You can't do that in that situation. You're talking about being down 9-6. You are the go-ahead run at the plate, and you have the tying run on first. You put the ball into the gap. You probably tied the game up. You can't go down in that situation. But the rest of the pitchers, Tanner Banks, 3 strikeouts, no earned runs. Robert, 3 strikeouts, no earned runs. Romano actually had a clean inning for once. Lazar, he had a clean inning as well with a strikeout. But for the offensive perspective, with all the chances that they had to come back into the game, they went 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Like, Jesus Christ. It's just unreal. So they get the 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st inning. And then the Reds do their everything there. Because, and even though Jesus Luzardo had bases loaded against him in the top of the 2nd inning, and he probably would have gotten out of the inning if JT Realmuto's throw from home plate didn't hit the runner going the first base on the back. So you're talking about possibly Luzardo getting out of the first 2 innings scoreless before eventually getting roughed up, which is crazy. But then you go to that top of the third inning, that's when the Reds put 6 runs on the board, just getting smacked around left and right. The Phillies, they do drive in another run. Castellanos with a fielder's choice. But, you had bases loaded in that situation. Schwarber single, Harper single, Bohm single, and Castellanos with the fielder's choice. Schwarber scored, and Castellanos beat out the double play. JT struck out, and then Kemp flew out. So, bases loaded, nobody out. You couldn't drive any more than 1 run home. Top 4. Reds got another run on the board, all Joe Ross. De La Cruz with an RBI single. Bottom 4, Sosa with a leadoff double. Rojas actually got a bunt single. It was probably the best bunt I've ever seen him put down in my goddamn life. So you had first and third, nobody out. Trey Turner popped up, and then Kyle Schwarber, first pitch he saw, grounded into a double play. So first and third, nobody out. Couldn't bring home a run. Reds, they put 2 more runs up on the board against Joe Ross. Becomes a 9-4. Bottom 5, nothing happened. Castellanos was safe on a fielding error, but that was basically it. Then you go bottom 6. Sosa with a walk, Marsh with a single, so you got first and second. Trey Turner grounded out to the pitcher, so you have second and third. Reds go to the bullpen. They bring in a lefty, I believe, to face Kyle Schwarber. He doubles, brings home 2 runs. It's a 9-6 ball game. So, okay, it's still technically a ball game here. Bottom 7. Nothing really happened. JT had a 2-out single, but that was it. Then you go bottom 8. Brandon Marsh reached at first on a fielding error. Trey Turner with a single. Kyle Schwarber, he didn't line out, so it's 2 outs here. Bryce Harper up the plate. He works a 4-pitch walk, so he loads the bases up with 2 outs for Alec Bohm. 2-2 count. Fastball right on the outside corner. He strikes out. Complains to the umpire. Classic Alec Bohm fashion. And then in the 9th inning, nothing. Just a Kemp 2-out single, and that was it. Runners in scoring position was a huge issue in this goddamn series. Huge issue. Huge. Trey Turner in Friday's game, he went 2 for 4. Kyle Schwarber went 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. Bryce Harper, 0 for 4. Alec Bohm, 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. Should have had more. Nick Castellanos, 0 for 4. No, this was on that was fucking yesterday's game. I'm talking about yesterday, Friday. What the fuck? Trey Turner on Friday, 2 for 5. Schwarber Friday, 2 for 5. Harper, 2 for 4 on Friday. Bohm, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Nick Castellanos, 1 for 5 with a home run. JT Realmuto, 2 for 5. Otto Kemp, 1 for 4. Sosa, 1 for 2 with a walk. Stott came in, went 0 for 2. Rojas, 1 for 2. Then Marsh went at 1 for 2. Like I said, Phillies go 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Not good. Not good. Then you go to yesterday's ball game. Ranger Suarez, like I said, pitch count was limited. He went 5 innings, threw 80 pitches, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. His lone blemish, basically, was a solo shot by Benson, I believe. So, that was the only run for the Reds. And then the pitching that came in, Romano, surprisingly, had a decent inning. He allowed 1 hit, but he got out of it. Tanner Banks, really good shutdown inning. Kerkering allowed the 1 hit, but then also blended in with the Trey Turner botched double play, and then eventually double play on the very next batter. Kerkering got out of it. And then Matt Strahm allowed 1 hit, struck out 1 in the top of the 9th. So then you go basically to where the runs were scored. Bottom of the 1st inning, Trey Turner with a leadoff double. Schwarber flies out. Harper strikes out. Bohm walks. Turner does not come around the score. Bottom 2nd, Phillies strike out the side. Bottom 3rd, Trey Turner with a 1-out single. He then steals second base. He eventually gets over the 3rd. He does not score. Bottom 4, Phillies go down 1-2-3. Bottom 5. Sosa with an opposite field shot. The very next inning after, the inning before Benson hit the solo shot, Sosa hits the opposite field shot to tie the game up. So good for Sosa. Bottom 6. Alec Bohm, after a Kyle Schwarber leadoff walk, Alec Bohm hits a 2-run shot, so Phillies have a lead 3-1. So, interesting. Bottom 7, Phillies go down 1-2-3. Then you go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Trey Turner reaches in on a fielding error. Then Kyle Schwarber hits an opposite field home run that was sadly caught by Zack Campbell. Sadly. Gives the Phillies a 5-1 lead, and that's basically where the game would end. Trey Turner, 2 for 4. Schwarber, 1 for 3 with 2 RBI. Harper, 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Harper was not good this series. He has looked very ugly at the plate since coming back. 1 for 3 for Bohm with 2 RBI. 0 for 4 for Castellanos. 0 for 3 for JT with 2 strikeouts. 0 for 2 for Kemp. Then Kepler came in, went 0 for 1. Sosa 1 for 3 with a solo shot, and then Rojas 0 for 3. Phillies went 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. The long ball really helped them in yesterday's win. Then you go to today's game. Offense just 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 0 for 10. My God. What was it? I think it was like 3 for 28 with runners in scoring position this series. Terrible. Just absolutely terrible. Where the runs were scored. Phillies had a chance, like I said, in the bottom of the first inning. Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber both get on to lead off the game. Then the next 3 batters strike out. You know, the greatest approach ever by Bryce Harper after the pitcher on the mound can't throw a strike to Kyle Schwarber. You know what Bryce Harper, he swings at the first pitch. Swings at the first pitch on a pitcher that can't find the strike zone. Then that eventually led to striking out the side for the rest of it, and no runners came around to score. Lovely stuff. Bottom of the second inning. Kepler walked. Then Stott walked. Nothing came around to score. Bottom 3. 1-2-3 inning. Bottom 4. Kepler with a single. JT almost grounded into a double play. And then JT gets caught stealing. Then you go to the top of the 5th where Austin Hayes hits the leadoff solo shot. That was the only blemish on Zack Wheeler's stat sheet. Then you go bottom 5. Marsh with a walk. Reds go to the bullpen with 2 outs to face Kyle Schwarber. They bring in a lefty to face him, and he doubles into the gap, which ties the ball game up at 1. Bottom 6. Bohm with a leadoff single. Castellanos with a single as well. Bloop single moves Bohm over to third base. Kepler strikes out. JT strikes out. Stott then walks. And then Marsh strikes out with bases loaded and 2 outs. Just can't get the ball in play. Just cannot. Bottom 7. First 2 guys get out. Harper walks. And then a fielding error allows Alec Bohm to reach. So you got first and second. Oh, actually, first and third with 2 outs. And then Castellanos with the worst at bat I've ever seen in my life. Here comes a slider on the top part of the zone. Has no idea what to do with it. Swings and misses. Then he stares at a fastball like right on the inside part of the plate, but still very much hittable. Stares at it for strike 2. And then he swings at the most outside slider possible for strike 3. That is the most Nick Castellanos at bat I've ever seen in my goddamn life. So first and third in that situation, you can't bring him a run. Just amazing. Bottom of the 8th inning. JT works. 1 out single. Bryson Stott battled in his bat. It was a 2-2 count. Fouled off a couple of pitches. He went down 0-2 in the count. Fouled off. Worked at the 2-2 eventually. And then he got a fastball that was right down the middle of the plate. And for once, he didn't miss it. He absolutely crushed it. 2-run shot. Gives the Phillies a 3-1 lead. And then you see Zack Wheeler go out there for the top of the 9th inning, getting a standing ovation. And he retires the Reds with ease. Zack Wheeler was just that amazing today. He probably would have had a perfect game today. That's how dialed in he was. The Reds could not touch his pitches, besides the one at bat by Austin Hayes, where he hit the opposite field shot. That was basically it. Zack Wheeler was just that good. He was just that locked in. It's amazing. It is absolutely insane. 9 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, no strikeouts, 12 strikeouts, no walks, 108 pitches, 74 strikes, and his ERA is now down to 2.17. He is just that fucking good. And here's some interesting stuff from Zack Wheeler. Here's some stats from Jeff Kerr that he basically had to keep updating until the game was finished because Wheeler just kept going back out there. So Zack Wheeler, he has a .69 ERA since June 1st. Nice. Wheeler has a 1.39 ERA since May 1st. Take out the start where Wheeler gave up 6 runs. His ERA since May 1st is .69. Next up, All-Star game. So Zack Wheeler, what was that one start that he gave up 6 earned runs? Well, let me actually look at his stat. What was the game where he gave up the 6 earned runs? Because that was definitely a weird one. 6 earned. It was against Atlanta. Okay, it was the game that he struggled against the Braves. And that was basically his lone blemish. If we just look at Zack Wheeler's stat line, just over the course of the season, realistically, if you take out 2 starts against the Braves, 5 earned runs against the Braves, 6 earned runs, he's really only had 3 starts where he's allowed 3 earned runs or more. And other than that, it's either 2 earned runs or less. The 5 earned runs against the Braves in April, 4 earned runs against the Cardinals in April as well. Those were back-to-back starts. And then the 6 earned runs against the Braves at the end of May where that was just a very weird start for Wheeler. And then basically since then, he went on dominance. Dominance. It's funny, too. When I say 3 earned runs or more, Zack Wheeler hasn't allowed exactly 3 earned runs at all this season. It's either 2 earned runs or less, or 4 earned runs or more, which is very weird for Zack Wheeler. That is very weird. But it was only 3 starts. It was only 3 starts. Every other start, 1 earned run, 2 earned run, 2 earned run, 2 earned run, 2 earned run, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. Just flat out fantastic stuff, where it felt like basically in every start, he was allowing 1 home run every start. 1 home run, 1 home run, 1 home run. Then he figured it out. That's crazy. That is actually very funny. What else is there with Zack Wheeler? Don't think there is, unless there's just something that I've never seen on Twitter. But then there's also some other things that I want to bring up. So another stat from Jeff Kerr. This is, I believe, after Brandon Marsh is at bat with the bases loaded. The Phillies are hitting 194 with the bases loaded this season, 28th in Major League Baseball. And that's also followed up by a stat from Philly Nation that says a friendly reminder, the Phillies have the 4th highest average in league with runners in scoring position. So those 2 points literally just counteract each other because it doesn't feel like it. I could definitely believe the bases loaded stat. I can't believe the Phillies are the 4th highest team with runners in scoring position average-wise. It doesn't feel like that whatsoever. It does not, watching this offense. Because right now you have 2 reliable bats in your lineup, and that's Trey Turner and that's Kyle Schwarber. You don't know what you're getting from Bryce Harper right now because he is clearly just not right at the plate with that wrist. And basically you could just sum these games up for Bryce Harper as glorified rehab appearances, because he just looks lost right now. And yes, Bryce probably will eventually get something going at some point, but you don't know when that wrist is going to act up once again, and it's going to hinder him. I just don't think you're getting MVP-level Bryce Harper. He might pop up in spurts, very small spurts. You're not going to get a very long length of Bryce Harper being an MVP caliber player. I just don't see it with the wrist. Until they figure that wrist problem out, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. You can't rely on Alec Bohm consistently. I know his numbers have been way better since the beginning of the season, but still, that a bat with bases loaded really just gets under my skin, and the way that he acts. Nick Castellanos, I know his numbers are fine, but still you can't rely on him constantly. Can't rely on Max Kepler. You can't rely on JT Realmuto at this point in his career. I know Stott hit the 2-run shot today, but still, Stott has not been good at the plate for a very long time. Can't rely on Marsh. I know his numbers have been very good since coming back from the injured list, but still, there are 2 reliable guys in this lineup right now, and that's Trey Turner and that's Kyle Schwarber. Consistently. I'm talking about consistently, because Trey Turner gets on base every game. He's doing his job as the leadoff hitter. He's getting on base and putting himself in positions to score. The problem is, I see so many times with Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber both getting on base, and none of them coming around to score. That's the issue. That is the goddamn issue. My God. And now they're going on the West Coast this week. So you got Phillies after dark. San Francisco and San Diego. Joy. Don't know how I'm going to work those recaps out. Maybe one of these days I'll do a watch stream for that. I don't know. I got to look at the pitching matchups just to see. So I probably don't maul myself to death watching this team on the West Coast with a very bad offense, even though it's probably guaranteed. So Christopher Sanchez does pitch tomorrow. 9:45 start. Christopher Sanchez is on the mound tomorrow. Oh yeah, then Taijuan Walker's on the mound on Tuesday. Joy. And then Jesus Luzardo's on the mound Wednesday afternoon against Justin Verlander. What's Verlander's numbers this year? Verlander has yet to win a game. He's 0-6 with a 4.84 ERA. Interesting. And then you got the weekend series in San Diego. Friday, Saturday evening, and then Sunday afternoon. Christopher Sanchez is going up against Landon Rope, 6-5 with a 3.48 ERA. Then it's Taijuan Walker against Robbie Ray, who has been very good this year, 9-3 with a 2.68 ERA. And then Justin Verlander, like I said, he has not been good this year. And then Ranger Suarez, Zack Wheeler, and Christopher Sanchez set up for San Diego, which is basically the exact same pitching matchups that you got against the Padres last week. So, basically setting up for that as well. Jesus Christ, this offense, man, it's just my God, it's very annoying. Watching this offense, man. Oh, the Yankees won. They beat the Mets for once. Fucking hell. The Yankees are terrible, too. The Yankees are a brutal watch. When you watch those games against the Mets, holy fucking shit. How are the Yankees? Jeez, how did the Yankees make the World Series last year? My God, they are not good. They are no bueno. So if you look at the standings right now, I believe going into San Francisco now, the Phillies are a game and a half up on the Mets. So Mets are 52-38. Well, now 52-39 after today, and the Phillies are 53-37. The Braves, they continue to lose games. They have lost 4 in a row. Did they get swept by the Orioles? Yes, they did. They got swept by the Orioles. Holy fucking shit. So, after splitting two of 4 against the Mets, well, they split the series 2-2 against the Mets. They lost the series to the Phillies. They lost the series to the Angels, and they just got swept by the Orioles. My God. My God. The Braves. And they just lost Schwellenbach for, I think, until September with an elbow fracture. My goodness, the Braves are just, ugh, they're just done. They are done. It's so bad that it puts the Marlins by default in 3rd place. Jesus. If we come out of this road trip 2-4 or 1-5, I am going to call in and we can ride together in the chat. I need run support. Oh man, this is good. Just crazy, man. The Yankees got swept by Toronto as well. Yeah, the Yankees are just oof. Yeah, the Yankees are now 3.5 games out of first place in the East. The Blue Jays have been on a massive hot streak. Since the Phillies swept them, Blue Jays have been very good. Very good. They're 52-38. They're first place in the East. The East is basically kind of neck and neck in the AL except for the Orioles. So you'll see where they go. The Tigers are basically the class of the American League, and the Astros as well. Tigers are very, very, very good. And the rest of the American League Central is below 500. Holy shit, even the Guardians are having... I'm surprised that the Guardians are as bad as they are this year. That is crazy. That is crazy. What else? The Cubs, they're in first place in the Central with the Brewers behind them. Cardinals, they're there. The NL West, Dodgers are obviously the class. They're 8 games above the Padres, 8 games above the Giants. The Giants are probably dying off more. I think they're coming back down to earth after their very hot start. They're 4-6 in their last 10. The Padres are probably coming more back down to earth as well. So it's realistically just, the Dodgers are the class of that league, of that division. What else is there? What else is there from today? Don't think there really much is. Because Zack Wheeler is just a beast. Zack Wheeler is amazing. Zack Wheeler is God. Zack Wheeler is God. He just is. He just is. My goodness. If this man does not win a Cy Young this year, I am going to scream. I want to see something too. Like, where does Zack Wheeler rank among ERA in the National League? Let's see. National League, pitching. Zack Wheeler is first in strikeouts in Major League Baseball. He has 148. So, yeah. Let's see. What are the leaders are there? Saves, earned run average. Obviously, I don't think Zack Wheeler's going to be leading the league in earned run average. I would just like to see the National League. Zack Wheeler is second in terms of earned run average, and I think he lowered it today, like I said. He lowered it today to... Yeah, it doesn't fully have that start listed. I think he lowered it to 217, if I'm not mistaken. So it's probably lower. And then Paul Skeens is at 203, but he has a 4-7 4-7 record. And then behind Zack Wheeler, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he is a 2.51 ERA. Chris Sale 2.52, Logan Webb 2.62, Matt Boyd 2.65, Christopher Sanchez 2.68. I don't think Ranger Suarez qualifies because I guess he hasn't pitched as many games. But Ranger Suarez would be up there with the best of them with his ERA. He'd probably be, I think, didn't he lower it to sub 2? He would be the best ERA in Major League Baseball at this point. So that's crazy. That is crazy. Who has the most strikeouts? I think it's Zack Wheeler, right? K's. Yep, it's Zack Wheeler. Ahead of Logan Webb by 3, 136, but he probably obviously raised that today. Logan Webb, Mackenzie Gore, Dylan Cease, Robbie Ray, Jesus Luzardo is 6th. Christopher Sanchez is 11th in terms of strikeouts, so crazy stuff. Oh, so Ranger Suarez can qualify for strikeouts. He can't qualify for ERA. Yeah, Ranger Suarez 1.99 ERA. It would be the best in the National League. would be the best in the National League. It wouldn't be the best in baseball because of Hunter Brown's ERA, because Hunter Brown is 1.82. Ranger would be the second best ERA in baseball if he was qualified, which is crazy. Absolutely insane. But I'm trying to see if there's anything else that just pops up on Twitter from this game. Kyle Schwarber said he got goosebumps when the fans cheered Zack Wheeler's name. Crazy. But yeah, don't think the... Someone said what Zack Wheeler is doing. Someone said what Zack Wheeler is doing is absolutely stupid. Yeah, he is stupid good. Stupid good. I'm still very mad that it was fucking Austin Hayes out of all people that broke up the perfect game. Austin Hayes out of all people. And yeah, Austin Hayes is having a good season. I'm not taking it away from him. I definitely didn't think Austin Hayes was as bad as he was with the Phillies last year. He dealt with so many injuries with the Phillies. He's batting .281, .317 on base, .549 slug. He's slugging a lot this year. He's getting a lot of extra base hits, so probably an outlier, but still, this version of Austin Hayes would definitely work with the Phillies lineup. He has, 8 home runs on the year, 31 RBI. It definitely would work. Wish that was the version of Austin Hayes we got last year, but no, we had to deal with so many fucking kidney problems with the Phillies. It's crazy. Crazy. It's funny, too, that the All-Star game is in Atlanta, and someone just said that I would consider the possibility of an All-Star weekend ceasefire with Mets Twitter just so we can really dig in and get some jokes off the Braves' downfall. Yeah, the Braves have it rough. Rough. The Phillies' last one-hitter complete game was against the Reds in 2001. Interesting. It should have been a perfect game. Fucking Austin Hayes. And it should have been a perfect game. Should have been. But let's go to the voicemails. Let's go to the Anytime Hotline here. Got some of you guys in here. We got Zach. We got Steven. Let's get to it.
Hey, Amadeo. So they lost today, and Lazaro just stunk. It's plain and simple. He just stunk. The offense scored. I mean, I'm not giving the offense that much credit. They left a ton of guys on base with runners in scoring position. I know they scored 6 runs, but I don't really care. I mean, I think I'm done with Bohm at this point. You need to go trade for Eugenio Suarez or another power hitting third baseman at the deadline. I mean, I just don't think that you're gonna really win a World Series with Alec Bohm, to be honest. I mean, he's just underwhelmed, and he doesn't come up big in big time moments. He's not clutch. I'd rather get a power hitting guy there who can give you some home runs, and I think Suarez would fit that perfectly. But yeah, they left too many guys on base, and it sucked. I mean, that's about all there is to it, and unfortunately that led to them losing. Hopefully they can go back and take the other 2. That's about it.
Yeah, that call's kind of still relevant to today, just without Zack Wheeler praise. That's basically it. But yeah, all that stuff is really fucking relevant to today's game because the runners in scoring position was just flat out terrible. Yes, if the Phillies can find a way to get Eugenio Suarez from the Arizona Diamondbacks, that would be a huge bolster to this lineup, especially from a power perspective. That would be huge. You actually have a third base power bat. That's shocking. I would love that if they got Eugenio Suarez. Because what are his numbers this year? I think they're really good. Yeah, .255 average, 28 home runs, 73 RBIs. Those numbers would be basically... I think he would have the most RBIs in the Phillies. That's how many RBIs he knocks in. That's crazy. What's his baseball savant look like? Just so, if it's sustainable. Eugenio Suarez, what are his numbers? Yeah, they're mostly in the red. Expecting batting average 241, but that's more a line where he's usually at. Slug, really good. Exit velocity, good. Barrel, good. Hard hit, good. Yeah, he just hits the ball hard. So, yeah, I would like an Eugenio Suarez. Is he also a good glove at third base? Would that be a downgrade defensively, or would that be an upgrade defensively, Eugenio Suarez? Fielding, it would be a downgrade, probably. Fielding would be a downgrade. Where's Alec Bohm in the fielding department? Yeah, it definitely would be a downgrade, defensively. Definitely would be a downgrade, so... But yeah, I wouldn't mind it. You need pop in this lineup. You need pop in this lineup. So here's a stat from Sarah Langs. Zack Wheeler is the first pitcher with 12 plus strikeouts, no walks, and 1 or 0 hits allowed in a game is the first Phillies pitcher with 12 plus strikeouts, 0 walks, 1 or no hits allowed in a game in the last 125 seasons. Holy shit. Oh yeah, his offense definitely outweighs his defense. Yeah. Suarez, you need pop from the right side, and he gives you pop. 25 home runs. That would be the second you just bring in a second batter that has 20 plus home runs, and he's doing that in a ballpark that's not hitter friendly in Arizona. Imagine how much he would probably go off in Citizens Bank Park. It'd probably help him even more with the power numbers. That would be a great find if they can go get him. But I don't know what they're going to do offensively because Dave Dombrowski likes this lineup apparently. I know the rumors are still out there for what the Dennis Santana and the Bednar stuff. We're just going to see where it goes. I don't foresee a Phillies making a trade until the trade deadline or even after the All-Star break. I just don't see it happening before. So let's see. Yep, you got the Phillies After Dark this week. Oh, we do have Zach's voicemails. Let's get to Zach's voicemail after that. I don't want to ignore that. Almost forgot. Sorry, Zach.
That is as electric as regular season baseball is going to get. Nothing compares to Philadelphia Phillies baseball, man. When you got Zack Wheeler out there, I'm talking, I didn't need any coffee today. I didn't need any of that. I just turned the TV on and watched Zack Wheeler pitch. That shit fires me up, man. Hell yeah, he's going out there for the ninth. Don't even think about it, Rob. Don't worry about it. We got a stud. And speaking of a stud, how about Stadia stud, maybe? He hadn't been this year, but hey, it's a beautiful rip. Way to just get right on the fastball. Keep it simple. And it's a pretty long one for Bryson Stott, so we'll give him his credit. But, how long can they be? But, yeah, got the series win. Braves got swept by these hometown Orioles here, so love to see it. And I know the Mets were losing last time I checked, but I haven't checked, so.
Yeah, they did lose.
Since then, so it was like 5-2. But hey, let's keep it going, Phils. We got 2 more series before the break. San Francisco and San Diego. Let's go 4-2. How about it, right? Keep this thing moving in the right direction. Get you a couple bullpen arms. As fluky as this team is, who knows? But good win today. Good win. All right, man. Go Phils.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah, hopefully they can just find a way to go into the All-Star break strong. For the most part, Ranger, Wheeler, and Sanchez are going to give you good starts. You don't know what you're going to get from Jesus Luzardo at this point, start in and start out. It's either a very good version of Jesus or he's getting rocked. So you don't know which version you're getting from him. And then, obviously, Taijuan Walker is getting this go around in the rotation because McAble got sent down. So they're going to have to figure something out when you come out of the All-Star break. Hopefully Nola is healthy by then because that is also something too. This rotation is missing Aaron Nola just from the sole factor of how many innings he does eat. I mean, people that hate on Nola, like they don't kind of realize the fact. I know Nola has not been good this year. It's definitely not been good from the Aaron Nola experience this year. But a guy that goes out there, he eats you 180 to 200 plus innings every season. He can give you 5, 6, 7 innings on a nightly basis. You need that. It gives your bullpen a lot of rest. You need that from this rotation. And granted, Wheeler, Ranger, and Sanchez can give you that. You can't guarantee that from your 4 and 5 pitchers at this point. You can't guarantee that from Luzardo. You can't guarantee that from whoever's pitching out of the 5 spot in the miss of Aaron Nola. You need Nola back in this rotation. A healthy Aaron Nola back in this rotation. Because you get a healthy Aaron Nola back, and he can pitch the way that we all know that he can pitch. It makes your rotation that much better. It just does. It just does. Zack Wheeler, that was actually his first complete game since he did the complete game in 2021. That's actually shocking, considering how dominant he was last year. Surprisingly, did not have a complete game. The Phillies had a lot of complete games last year, and Wheeler did not have one of them. That's actually very surprising. Very surprising. And of course, like I said, one hitter away from a fucking perfect game. Jesus. Crazy, man. Crazy. What else? standing O for Nola when he comes back. I don't know if they're going to give him a standing ovation. They probably will. Phillies fans, Aaron Nola usually gets a good pop at CBP. He usually does. It's really just a very loud, vocal people on Twitter that don't like Nola. It's those people. I'm not sure if it's like a minority or just a very loud minority, but there's definitely quite a few people that don't like Aaron Nola. I think that just goes back to all like the ace versus not ace talks. Aaron Nola's a very good pitcher in this league. I stopped with that conversation like years ago. When you have a pitcher in the caliber of Zack Wheeler, you know that he's the ace. So yeah. So we'll see. Inning eaters is how they used to refer to knuckleball pitchers. Yeah, if Aaron Nola threw a knuckleball, just maybe. I don't know why knuckleball pitchers always intrigue me. They always do. Your phone's gonna die, Zach. You don't watch it on the computer? Damn. The rest of the league must feel so polarized when they have to play us. Opponent pitchers are having a field day while their batters must be probably fearing for their lives. It's definitely a very bipolar probably feeling when you play the Phillies. Paul Skeens has a whole career to win a Cy Young. Zack should get it this year if he continues this level of dominance. Win record shouldn't matter for a pitcher because sometimes your offense does suck. Well, Wheeler does have a better win-loss than Paul Skeens does. And yes, win-loss record really hasn't factored into the Cy Young the past few seasons. But, yeah. Oh, you're at work. You're at work, Zach. Okay. Go do work. Go do work. Go do work. Wheeler was also dealing with some back issues in Atlanta. That probably makes sense. Of course, it's Austin Hayes, yep. Wheeler is the piece that holds this team together for the most part. Oh, yeah. The top three of your rotation holds this team together with Wheeler, Ranger, and Sanchez. Don't discredit, though. Even though you're not discrediting those guys, that's just how good Zack Wheeler is. It's just crazy. Crazy. Alec Bowman is a snowflake. I don't blame Austin Hayes for putting in effort for his team. It's just annoying that we can't seem to find any offensive support for how long. Yeah, Dave Dombrowski and his one-year prove-it contracts. They never work out. What was it? Josh Harrison, Whit Merrifield, now Max Kepler. Even though Max Kepler's $10 million, the other two guys weren't as expensive. Man. Ah, man. You could play PlayStation at work and you get paid for it? Jesus Christ. How fucking lenient are your bosses? If our offense could find it just a handful of extra runs per week, we will leave the rest of the division in the dust. Oh, yeah. The Phillies have had so many chances over the past, week and a half to, really cement, a lead in the division. And they really just haven't because, getting swept in Houston did not help that factor. That really did not help that. It's just a win-loss with this team. They just can't go on a sustained winning streak right now. That's just what it is. They're winning series. They just can't win so many games in a row. Oh, they don't know. Oh, wow. You're sneaking into PlayStation. Flyers need help with their video feed currently on YouTube. Oh, yeah, I did see people complaining about that on Twitter. Someone said it was the potato cam. It was the potato cam. Can I actually view this and see how bad it is? Is it, still bad? No. Is it still bad? Is it still bad? Oh, my God. Where is it? There's not. They're not even showing it. That's actually. Oh my god. Oh my god, the camera quality. Oh Jesus, that's terrible. They're using the fucking potato cam from Snow the goalie. Holy shit. Oh, you're allowed to take a TV? Jesus. Oh man. Oh man. So this week. So with the schedule, like I said, just to bring it up again. 2 9:45 games in San Francisco tomorrow and Tuesday. Wednesday's 3:45. They have off on Thursday. And they have a very long stretch of being off on Thursdays. I think their next time they play on a Thursday is probably in August or something like that. So 9:45, 9:45, 3:45. They play at 9:40 on Friday. And then 7:35 on Saturday and 4:10 on Sunday. So more Phillies after dark than not this week. So we'll determine what to do in terms of the recaps. If we do recaps or we watch the game live, maybe we can do that as well. So we'll figure something out. Also, bearing any breaking news, if breaking news happens around the league, well, around the Phillies sports verse, that'll take the priority for today. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I think that'll do it for today. Phillies did win the series. Zack Wheeler's God. That's just bottom line. Zack Wheeler's God, and his offense, man, woof, woof. So, thanks guys for tuning in. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up. And yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. And you'll see something pop up in your subscription feed at some point this week during the games, maybe. We'll see. It's play it by ear. We'll play it by ear. So you'll see something, most likely.